Pest and pest control. What an issue. I want to look at integrated pest management. What is integrated pest management? Big issue. We have pests everywhere, but we need to control them. Integrated pest management is a combination of appropriate pest control tactics in a single plan or a strategy to reduce pests. We can't control them, we just reduce them and their damage to an acceptable level. Integrated pest management is also referred to as IPM, and it involves the best combination of cultural, biological, mechanical, and chemical measures that will give you the best cost-effective, environmentally sound and socially acceptable form of pest management for crop in a given area, in a given situation. Let us move on. The concept of integrated pest management, part of it has been outlined already. But we need to note that relying on pesticides for pest control can cause pests to develop resistance to pesticides, can cause outbreak of other pests, can harm surface and non-target organisms. With some type of pests, use of pesticide as the only tactics will achieve very poor control. And to tell you the truth, maybe no control at all. How can we solve this problem with pests? Pests are everywhere. They are large, numerous, small, microscopic. They are insects, insect-like, rodents, mollusks, disease causing. What can be done? Pest monitoring can be done. In most pest control situations, the area to be protected should be monitored. What do you mean by that? Checking it and scouting it frequently. So regular monitoring can answer several important questions, like what kind of pests are present? Are the numbers great enough to warrant control? What is the right time to begin control? How can control efforts successfully reduce the number of pests? Monitoring of insects, insect-like, mollusks, vertebrate pests. It's usually done by trapping or scouting. But when we monitor weed, it is usually done by visual inspection, so you'll have to go and look and observe. Monitoring for microbial pests. Well, this one is an issue, but we have to look at the injury or the damage they cause. Monitoring can include checking the environment or environmental conditions in an area that you are managing. So the temperature, the moisture level, especially humidity, are often important clues in predicting what a pest outbreak will occur and cause, or when this pest outbreak will occur, and will we hit that threshold level. How can we solve this problem? Oh, to solve the problem, we must identify the pest or pests and determine whether control is warranted. For each, we must determine the pest control goal or the goals that we have. Or if we haven't got any, we have to set some. Know what control tactics are available. Do some research. Evaluate the benefits and risks of each tactic or a combination of tactics. If so be the case, choose a strategy that will be most effective and will cause the least harm to people and ultimately the environment. Use each tactic in a strategy correctly. Observe local, national, or regional regulations that apply to the situation. Pests can be controlled. Yes, naturally. Some natural forces act on all organisms, causing the population to rise and fall. Do we want that? These natural forces act independently of humans and may either help or hinder pest control. They may not be able to alter the action of natural forces on pests. What are some of these natural forces? Natural forces that affect pest population. They include the climate, natural enemies, natural barriers, the availability of shelter, food and waste supply. As I've said, we can't control these pests all by natural means. So we may have to use what we call an integrated control. And this is where our integrated pest management comes into play. So unfortunately, natural control often do not control pests quickly or completely enough to prevent unacceptable injury or damage. Then other control measures we will have to use. Measures like host resistance, biological control, cultural control, mechanical control, sanitation, and chemical control. But we will only look at host control and biological control. Host control or host resistance. Some plants resist pests better than others. Some variety of plant are resistant to certain pests. So we use of these resistant types, when available, help keep the pest population below harmful level by making the conditions less favorable for the pests. So host resistance work in three ways. Chemicals in the host repel the pest or prevent the pest from completing its life cycle. Two, the host is more vigorous or tolerant than other varieties, and thus less likely to be seriously damaged by the pest. And the third and final one, the host has physical characteristics that makes it more difficult to attack. The biological control, and this is the final one we are going to look at. Biological control involves the use of natural enemies, so parasite, predator, pathogen. And you can supplement this natural control by releasing more of a pest enemy into the target area or by introducing new enemies that were not in the area before. So biological control usually is not eradication. Biological control also include methods by which the pest is biologically altered, as in the production and release of large numbers of sterile males and the use of pheromones or juvenile hormones. Pheromones can be used in monitoring pest population. You place a trapper, for example, right? And they can attack the insect in the sample area or the area that you are observing, so that the pest number can be estimated